So, fellas, did y'all hear about the BAFTA Awards with Delroy Lindo and Michael B. Jordan were on stage, and there was a person, a Tourette's advocate there who was promoting a movie who just so happened to yell the N word during their speech. Did y'all catch this?
On Black History Month.
I think I think this was a case of timing was all bad, and the cleanup after kind of made it worse to me.
Yeah, like I didn't hear it in live performance. Of course, I've heard it through the replays on TikTok and the YouTubes. And so my take on it was people defending it, but why didn't you say this when all the other people were up? You just happen to have to say this word when the black people were there. Like you had the whole awards show, and you waited to this moment to spew that word. Yeah, so I mean, I'm not completely buying that it was like all Tourette's and no like thought behind it.
So you think he intended to yell that word? Like there was something behind it?
I don't think he intended to like purposely yell it at this moment, but I think it was something in the background, in his background, that shows that like that word is not off the table for him.
In his vocabulary.
Yeah,
It's like
See, I have to agree
it's
with
like
that part too, because I heard a take on that was similar. That is like, okay, I'm not educated enough to judge the Tourette's part, because I know it's one of those things where it's an involuntary response and everything, and I know there's some obscenities and stuff like that, but I would have to think too, it has to be within you, like Fred was saying, in order to come out. So it's like if if or is it one of those things, and maybe this is an actual question, is it one of those things where, okay, it lets your intrusive thoughts out that you would normally keep in? You know what I mean? Like normally we would have had a firewall to keep that in, but it just kind of let it out, like whatever he said. You know what I mean? Yeah, it broke through, and it broke through at that time. That would probably explain the timing of it and who was up. But my thing was more of the apology. It was like, okay, the apology was more for understanding Tourette's than it was, okay, you had two black people up there promoting a black movie, or receiving an award for a black movie, and they got called a racial slur, basically. And it was like, okay, you can do two things at one time. You can explain the Tourette's, my bad on the Tourette's, he was right there, whatever. Because he was actually there, from what I'm hearing, he was there to promote another movie that was about Tourette's. So, okay, I can forgive that part, but the apology was more skewed. Like, they didn't even mention the fact that, okay, that it happened while two black people were up there. It was more just like, well, if you can understand Tourette's, and we all should, get more educated on Tourette's. And it's like, okay, but what do Tourette's got to do with the word nigga? So, okay.
Yeah, I agree for the most part. I feel like it's a slippery slope when you gotta apologize for a disease or condition. So I think that's where like this issue can be controversial. But my chief complaint was kind of like how you mentioned the aftermath of it. I like learning that it could have been censored. It was like a 2-hour delay from when the live event happened to when it actually aired. So even our little podcast and what Josh does behind the scenes, he can mute some instances. So for a large award show not to be able to control that behind the scenes is disappointing.
Yeah, especially when they already controlled
I
him
agree
saying
with you.
twice.
Yeah, because they made sure to edit out a lot of things that were said, and not just by him, but I guess news came out recently that they wanted to make a point in saying that, like, when what's his name, the Traders host, Alan Cummings, when he was on stage, apparently the guy yelled out a homophobic slur.
Oh,
So,
wow.
and apparently he has a type of he has a very rare type of Tourette's that like makes him like verbalize something that is like the last thing that he would want to say. That's what he is going to yell out. That's his tick. So that's his explanation or whatever. My issue was his apology for sure. I don't feel like it was an apology at all. It was more of an explanation of his disease, which
Condition. Yeah.
yeah, and I get that, but the thing is that you've caused real harm in like real life, and so if your intention was never to hurt or harm people, because it came out of your mouth, and so someone has to be responsible for who said it, and it's your mouth, and so I understand that you have a disability and you may not want to spend the majority of your life apologizing for the things you didn't intend to say, but like I feel like in a setting in this setting where like it is such a national situation, I feel like the easiest thing you could do is apologize. So for me, I felt it was really interesting that like it seems like even in his apology, he is struggling to apologize. And so, I'm not going to go so far as to say like, oh, he knows the word, so it must be in his background. Because like, I think we all kind of know slurs, even though like we're not those type of people. Like we've heard them, we know them. And so like to hear or know them doesn't really mean that necessarily. But I feel like his actions afterwards, his apology or lack thereof of a real genuine apology, it was more of a, hey, this is the situation I'm dealing with. Go see my movie and you'll understand more.
Just a quick question: did he issue a statement, or was it like the?
No,
Academy
he
and
issued
all
a
that?
statement.
Oh, okay. Because I heard
He
somewhere that he eventually tried to reach out to Michael B. Jordan or the company, I guess, that put out Sinners or whatever. I don't know if that's true or not.
Because it was a written statement. He did a written
Yeah.
statement, though, didn't he?
Yeah, he released a written
Yeah.
statement, and
Oh,
it
yeah.
was a long-winded statement. But I also had issue with BAFTA too because they definitely missed the ball or dropped the ball with editing out that slur. Like they did all that editing for Free Palestine, and,
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
and
yeah.
all this other stuff. Like it's interesting that they just forgot to do that.
Yeah,
one.
that you just left nigga in there. Okay, all right.
Yeah. And I got it.
Right.
And then,
Hey, make sure you edit that out, Josh.
and then but what's y'all thoughts on him taking responsibility before even attending the award show? Like, if you know this is your condition and you know that you say words that are going to be hurtful to other people, why even put yourself in that position to go there and know that you're going to be doing that?
Well, I'm
So
not
should we
gonna
hold
say
him
that the
accountable?
man doesn't. I'm not gonna say that he doesn't deserve to like go live his life. And I mean, he made the film to bring awareness to his condition, so I understand why he went. I think BAFTA could have done a better job of either not sequestering him, but putting him in the back, putting him like by the kitchen. You know what I mean? Like,
so
he's
if you
still
gotta
in the
leave, you
room.
can hurry up and leave.
Yeah. Yes, or if like he starts to feel like a tick is happening, like I don't know like how it presents for him, but I don't feel like they did enough to protect everyone else in the room.
Like I feel like they did more with the Will Smith slap than they did with this. Like as far as like the show got stopped and everything, and they did whatever kind of editing they could so that if you didn't see it live, then you might not have seen, you know what I mean, everything that happened. So yeah, I'm with Greg on this. It's not necessarily the actual individual because he was there to advocate for a movie that was actually about him. So he had a right to be there. And I'm with you too, Fred. It's like, okay, so don't sit him in the front row though. Like, wait till his time for his movie and then push him out there. Like, you know what I mean? Help me to help you type thing. But yeah. But as far as like, and I don't know how to pronounce the company's name that put it on, but yeah, their editing, yeah, was bad.
All right. Well, I mean, I got nothing to add to it. Y'all took the words out of my mouth. I 100% say the same thing all y'all said. But I thank Chris for, my editing skills. You know, I'm not editing out the word nigga, but we will start the show. To the Buzz and Friends podcast show.
Let's get it.
We are here.
What up, Greg?
What up, everybody? Every nigga's a star.
What up, Chris?
What up, crew? Happy to see everyone and happy to be seen.
Freddie T, what's going on?
What's going on? What's going on? Freddie T in the place to be.
And Gary, what's going on?
What's going on, everybody? Oh, y'all, my niggas.
Happy Women's History Month.
All right. Okay.
That was
Happy
random.
Women's History Month. We support women, all women. But Greg, you had a topic that you wanted to discuss today.
Yeah, man. So I had a high thought here. So bear with me. This question is for those, because right now Love is Blind is really hot. So this question is for those who are familiar with the show. So you know how, like, the premise behind this show is, like, two people are supposed to get into a pod, uncover the truth about each other, find out if there's a real attraction, and never really truly knowing what each other look like, right? So I'm thinking, like, we live in a time where it's harder to meet genuine people, especially now with the climate of politics and this, that, and the third. I feel like we may live in our silos a little bit more than we might not have maybe 10, 15 years ago. So my question to you guys is, do you think that a show like Love is Blind Friendship Edition would work? So here's the premise. Follow me here, right? So it's like a bunch of guys, they come and they meet up in the pods. And then the length, they'll probably only talk for maybe like a week. Like, we're only trying to build a friendship here, so we don't need to build like a relationship. But like long enough to where like you can like really open up and share, like, okay, what do you like to do? You can play video games. You can, as long as you can't see each other, right? But do you think that a friendship edition of Love is Blind could work? And do you think that men in particular could go into these pods and really open up and build a deep, genuine friendship by going through this process? I'll let anybody jump in.
I'll go first. When you posed this question during the production meeting, I thought it was interesting. I value you brothers and friends as my deepest close connections, but it was an intriguing question because, yeah, the concept of not basing your friendship on physicality, looks, you know, I've never based my friendships on if a guy was handsome or attractive, as you can see from the faces surrounding me here.
Whoa, hold on now. Hold on. So you just gonna call Gary ugly right to his face? Like, that's what we doing? We're just saying Gary ugly right to his face. Damn.
But like I said, like, it is interesting that most of my friends are of a particular race. So that is that would be interesting to see if, you know, you could take race out of the equation. Could you still vibe with someone? So I would be interested in seeing a show like that, and I think it could work out. I could even throw in another little feature on your hypothetical, like, you know how the common rooms, they kind of get together and vibe with the other contestants. I feel like your current friend should be in the common room, because, you know, if you add someone into your group, you know, your common friends need that. You need to get that feedback from your common friend, your already existing friends, you know.
Yeah, because I was already thinking, like, with the existing friends, you got to do like the friend meetup. So
Yup.
you gotta get this pressure with your current circle of group. Like, who is this new person you trying to say is your new
Exactly.
best friend? Like, it's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, I mean, I like that. I like that spin you put there on the end, Chris. But I actually thought about it when the production meeting. I had to write down some notes so I wouldn't forget what I wanted to talk about. But I thought it would be cool to incorporate that if you were to move out of town. So say you kind of transplant yourself and like you go, say I move to California where I don't have any friends or family there, and I need to try to make some bonds just so I can understand how to move in wherever said state or city I'm in. I thought it would be cool to do something like that for in that situation, and kind of like Chris said, to introduce people to different cultures and races. Because it's not typical for me to go out and meet like a white person off the rip. I'm not really gonna go to too many places and kind of gather in where a white person might gather, or like Hispanic or Asian, or people that do things differently as far as culture wise. So I think it would be kind of cool to kind of build connections and kind of see how you would be able to, I guess, bring that level of or that friend into your circle that you normally wouldn't bring into your circle.
Josh, what about you?
I think the show will. I think the show can happen. I think it can. There's a place for the show, for it to come on. However, I would not be on the show. I would not do that show. Only because I can't be. I don't know how vulnerable I'll be with guys. In particular, this man in general. I'm not really vulnerable with y'all. I don't think. Unless you're like my therapist, then yeah, I could be vulnerable. But like, just like a regular man who I don't know, like I probably won't be vulnerable. And then like to think about it and watch the show, like I'll be vulnerable to you, and I got you as my number one, but then you got me as your number two. I'm pissed off because I've been vulnerable with you, and now you choosing this other guy to be best friends with, and I was vulnerable. You my number one. I'm on your number two. You gonna choose somebody else?
I mean, you can still be friends with him. He just won't be your best friend.
Yeah.
Nah. This ain't the purpose of the
This
show
be
to
your
gather
close
friends.
He be your
This
close
ain't
friend.
the purpose of the show to gather friends. This ain't. I ain't trying to collect them all. I just want one best friend.
So this ain't Pokemon.
That's all that. I just want one best friend. And like, if you ain't gonna be I can't settle for this your close friend. No, best friend. And if you don't pick me as your best friend, yeah, then that's a problem. And then my feelings gonna be hurt. And I've been vulnerable this whole time. And this man gonna leave and ain't gonna make me his best friend. Yeah, it's a problem. It's a problem.
Okay, as the person who least has watched the show, just hearing the analogy that you gave and everything, kind of hit me different. I think that the show is possible that men could find friendship, put it that way, some form of kinship, friendship, without actually physically seeing each other and everything like that, if I'm going off that basis. But I am like Josh, in which I don't think, like, as far as sharing your inner or whatever, I don't want to misspeak it, but your deep feelings to somebody that you haven't seen or whatever, I just don't think that that's the way most men find friendship. Or and maybe it's because I might be of a spoiled sense, whereas I don't really, it takes a lot for me to call somebody my friend, for one. Two, most of my friends are people that I have a long history with. So things like proximity matters for me. What have we went through? Have we battled? Have we argued? Have we whatever?
Well, that's the beauty of the pods, right? Is that like you have two people who are kind of forced to talk, and like their relationship builds just based on constant conversation, where like in real life you have distractions and other things to keep you from conversing, so you don't have to build so quickly. So that's why I think although I don't believe that love is blind in and of itself, I do believe that people do develop feelings very, very strongly just based off being in those pods and having those deep connections. Because, like, when I was dating, I know what it was like to have like a really strong connection with someone quickly, just like through conversation. And I've also had friendships that felt really, really deep. And the deepest friendships I've had were ones that were ones where like I had to be vulnerable and had to like open up and share and like kind of expose myself to this person in hopes that like they would accept me. And I think like I've had that variation or like a variation of that with all of you guys in one way, shape, or form. But I think like I don't know, like I've had one-on-one friendships outside of this group, and I felt like even in those moments, like those bonds were like intensely strong. And I think it was because we were able to like really connect and spend more time. Like, I mean, obviously as I've gotten older, like we don't really have the time and stuff to spend that amount of time with someone. So like making friends is harder and that sort of thing. So I think like if I were to do this show, like I would only want people like in their like mid to late 30s or 40s, like people who are probably married or in a relationship or not looking for a relationship, but just want like true, genuine friendship.
Yeah, I would do this show based on the fact, we always say that even though we're, a close, tight knit group, we don't have a lot in common with each other. And so to find a friend that vibes with you on a different level within, the different personalities within this group, it'd be hard to bring them into this group. So it would have to be like two separate friendships. And then, that can be time consuming and energy draining, but it would be interesting to do. I mean, because honestly, like when we started getting more vulnerable with each other is I felt like when we kicked our friendship to a different level, I felt like at one point all of our conversations when we got together were like really surface level debates of like, Jordan versus LeBron, Prince versus Michael Jackson, and it just got like kind of it plateaued, and I felt like we needed to get more vulnerable, talk about real life issues with each other, and it kicked us off into a different level.
Well, that's why I think that leads into what Josh was kind of saying too is, and what I was saying too is, I think that's how most guys, I won't say all, but most guys start off is purely platonic, and then you really don't, because it's hard enough just trying to get a guy nowadays to even share to his own family, open up and share because of the way that guys are kind of raised in society or like that. So we had to initiate literally, after a certain amount of time to go, you know what, let's get deeper on this to see what's going on. And all of us had to be in agreement to be like, all right, if we go to this level, is everybody willing to share? And I guess everybody was, seeing this. I just think I wouldn't probably be the best candidate for the show, given my criteria, I guess, for a friend or whatever, is I would have to see that person. I mean, because the different levels of like coworker. I've been in different. I've told my wife one time, like, I feel like I've lived like 7 different lives, and I've had different groups of friends and people that have really been close, like Greg has said, but none of them have been my core group, if I could say. You know what I mean? They're really good friends, but then I have a core group of friends. So that's why I said I have really few friends that I can call like friends or brothers. You know what I mean? Whereas you might be in the coworker stage, you might be in the associate stage, I guess. These are my associates. You know what I mean? I'm a good person, so I ride or die with you, but you know what I mean? The birth of my child.
Why do you need to know what they look like?
Why do I need to know what they look like? For me, it would be because that would be.
They want to be out in public with them if they fugly.
No fug.
Yeah, I don't hang with uglies. Like, yeah, I just don't. Like,
So
it's not,
if somebody's ugly, you can't be best friends with them.
yeah, it's like you know. Come on now. Quasimodo was in the bell tower. No, I'm just playing. No, I'm not. Chrissy, you started something.
Alright.
No,
We know that's not true, Gary. We've seen some of your friends.
No.
Oh,
Hey,
They ain't watching the
I ain't
podcast.
saying.
I
I ain't saying. Look. I ain't saying.
Oh boy.
Say what you say. Say what you say. No,
I'm just
but-
playing. Gary only
but-
has very attractive friends.
No, but what I'm saying is basically, and it's a good question that you asked. Like, okay, without seeing them, for me, it's based off experience, like the experiences. So if are there, and once again, I'm the least person that's watched this show. Are they different challenges and things on this show that these people got to go through, or whatever? Because I got to see how you handle yourself. See, okay, one of the. This may not be a good example for this. I was about to say, if we get in a fight, and I'm saying you my ride or die, what you gonna do? I need to know what you gonna do. You know what I mean?
can talk
If you gonna
about that.
knuckle up, if
You
gonna
can talk about that in the pod.
See, my thing is this: I could be bullshitting you. That's why I said I'm not the best person. I could be telling you anything. You get what I'm saying? I need to see
but
what
that's-
your actual reactions are.
Gary want to see the fight.
Yeah, I need to see.
But we've never been present in a fight, and I've never fought for you. So, like, are we in standby mode until you see?
No, but okay, but based off our experience, I can assume like what would probably happen. You know what I'm saying? I kind of got a little picture of what would happen. Who would jump in first? Who would jump in second? Who wouldn't jump in at all? Who would be my emergency contact at the hospital? You get what I'm saying? So at least I kind of got a definition of that. It's not that you have to jump in. It's just that I got to kind of know how you act. Okay, even to this end, and this is platonic or whatever. But let's say you got, I think on one of the past episodes, we talked about like you got them set of friends that you used to be diabolical with or whatever, and you know they tendencies and stuff like that. I don't know your tendencies. So what if I bring my wife around you? You see what I'm saying? We bond, but I bring my wife around you. And now, since this is the first time you seeing her, you got eyes for her. Now I got to deal with that. Like, oh, you one of them. You get what I'm saying?
I
get you, I get you.
was actually just thinking about that as you was
Gary
talking.
just don't trust nobody.
And you know what?
At all.
Gary don't trust nobody.
You know what, Josh? You actually brought something out, and this is therapy for me because my family watched this little movie at Christmas called Polar Express, and at the end, the guy do the little ticket thing or whatever, and mine would say trust on it because I don't trust shit. So I'm like, hey, that's why my friends group is very small. That's why I said I wouldn't be a good candidate for the show.
No, you would not.
Yeah,
No.
because
No.
I got
The
see
show
something.
would really need people who like want to be in a friendship with somebody.
Yeah, and see that's my I guess that's my problem.
Gary gonna be in the pod like with a picture of his wife. Like, you see that woman? You attracted to that woman? You better not touch that woman.
See what I Josh,
You know,
that
you be
wouldn't-
friends if you
that
don't
wouldn't
find her
work.
attractive.
That wouldn't work because I wouldn't believe him. I wouldn't believe him till
You can't see his face. You can't see his face if he lying.
Yep. And to
But if
what
he tell
Chris
you
is
he
saying-
gay, then he cool. You don't want your wife now. What's the problem? You can't be friends with a gay dude, Gary.
They might want him. They might want him.
They got look. It's still look. They still got to meet certain criteria.
Oh hell no.
I'm saying my friendship circle is small, so that's why I said I'm not. And maybe that's my problem is I'm one of them type of people that I ain't got to be your friend. I ain't got to be everybody's friend.
So if we ever bring,
That's really me. Like,
so if we ever bring
You know what I'm
somebody
saying?
new to the group, we can't be friends with that person. Gary.
say that one more time.
So if I bring somebody new into the group, you can't be friends with them.
If you bring somebody new to the group,
Yeah.
then
it would change.
I
It would
can't-
change the It would change that net. Would it change the dynamic of the core group?
Well, I'm talking about will Gary be able to trust him? Coming from me, like, hey,
it's-
I got this guy who, and you know me. Would you?
So-
Would that be
Single.
cool?
So that would be the thing.
And he's
is
single.
I would. Look, he would get it in for me because you vouch for it.
Okay.
But
got abs.
if he fuck up, then you fucked up too, Josh.
It's over for me.
Both y'all out. Both y'all out.
Josh gone.
I'm out too.
Josh just became a fucking.
That's the reason why you can't bring no friends. Cause you at risk of losing your own spot.
Nope.
But when you mentioned playing video games in the pod, I feel like that's the closest example of how this could work out, because like you've heard of stories of gamers developing a friendship over online and being miles states apart from each other and still having a deep friendship connection. So I feel like it could work eventually, especially how technology is getting us to a point where VR, you can be in the same virtual reality setting of a person but not actually see them. So technology would be interesting in this concept too.
That's crazy. There was a movie called Ready Player One where that actually happened, and I guess the guy that he thought he was friends with was actually a girl, because they could only see their avatars and stuff like that. So yeah, as far as the premise, I think it can happen. You know what I mean? I just wouldn't be. I'm like Josh. The show just wouldn't be for me. I don't think.
So
have
Josh,
you ever had a friend? Like, have you ever had a best friend that you had a lot in common with?
Specifically, a best friend or just a friend?
I mean, it doesn't have to be a friend that you're even friends. It doesn't have to be a person that you're even friends with at this moment. Has there ever been a time period where you were like extremely close with someone and like y'all had a lot in common? Y'all could have spent all y'all time together. Like y'all were tighter than pants on Precious.
Yep. Pants on Precious. Wow. Yeah, I can say that's happened.
Mm-hmm.
And you wouldn't want that again? I mean, outside of your marriage? Like, just in a platonic friendship?
That I wouldn't want that to happen? No, why would I wouldn't?
You wouldn't want that again?
Why wouldn't I want that again? That's what I'm saying.
Oh, because you're saying you don't, because they could have a crush on your wife. Was your example that you said.
So what I'm talking about is somebody I do not know. You get what I'm saying? So like even the brothers and friends that are on this podcast, that's why I said I'm kind of spoiled because of I've known some of y'all since high school. So it was kind of proximity where we were made to be in the same classroom in school, right? It just morphed to now we decided to hang with each other outside of the classroom, and then as we grew up as adults and stuff like that. Whereas somebody else, like, I think it would be a little bit more difficult for me now. I would be a little bit more picky and choosy now at my age on friendship. I could have I can meet friends, but am I searching for a best friend right now? No. Am I searching for I don't have that need.
I think, I think that, exactly. You said that right there. Like your needs are fulfilled, so you're not yearning for that friendship. Yeah, I got
absolutely.
You. So Josh, that's what I was going to pose to you. You said you wouldn't be interested in the show because you feel like you wouldn't be vulnerable. But I think you move into a different city that didn't interest you to make more friends within your proximity.
I mean, yeah, I'm always open to make new friends, but just not in that spectacular, not in that way. I'm okay with making
like work friends.
Work
surface
friends, surface level friends, stuff we can bond over with sports. We can watch sports and stuff. We can talk about video games or whatever. Something that we can just easily talk about, but being so much I think the word that gets me is vulnerable. I'm not about to be very vulnerable with you, just because. I mean, it's just I'm just not in that position to be vulnerable with you.
So if they start getting vulnerable with you, I'm like, hey, nope, we're not taking it there.
I mean,
you're crossing the line.
You can get vulnerable with me, that's fine, but I probably won't get vulnerable with you. And now, I guess that might even take it too. If somebody gets vulnerable with me, if he gets vulnerable with me first, I might like open up a little bit. Like,
Right.
oh, okay, this is where we heading at now. But like, I'm not gonna
Kevin.
start that vulnerability. It's like, nah, that's not me. I'm not starting.
Yeah, go
but
ahead. Yeah, go
if he comes
ahead
to
to
me
charge.
like,
You'll match his energy.
I'll match that energy. Oh, okay, yeah, we can open up and talk about this. I'm cool with talking about this.
And that's
Especially-
really all that
especially-
needs to happen in the pods. You just got to match the energy.
Right, like especially like if he's coming with something that like I'm familiar with, then like I would definitely like, oh, okay, yeah, we can definitely talk about that. And if I know he's been through something that I know he's familiar with, I may reach out to him and talk to him about that. But it's not, but I don't know how we will ever get there because I only want to talk to you about football or basketball. Like, why are we talking about like why your woman left you? Like, I'm not like let's get a beer and watch football or something. Like, nah, man.
That's what
That's good.
you know what? That's probably my problem. That's probably my problem is I keep picturing like somebody's trying to be a friend with me, and I'm looking like, okay, why are you trying so hard to be my friend? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, just let it happen naturally.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess it's weird for me to like force a friendship or like try to be some. I don't think I've never really tried to be somebody's friend.
Yeah, I think it would take longer too. Like again, it'd be very surface level. Like we only talk about like surface level stuff. Like if we continue that surface level, it may get a little bit more deeper. If we decide after like a year or two, then like, oh okay, then maybe. But like it'll take a while for me to be vulnerable with a man.
But the crazy part is, it should be easier as we're adults because it should have been more surface level when we were kids because we didn't have much to be vulnerable about. To where now we've done lived life, so it's like it's more stuff for us to open up about now.
Yeah,
and talk
that-
to a person. So that's what makes it weird
I-
to say that you can't be vulnerable now. Because and then the question is, what is being vulnerable mean? I mean, we're not saying share your deepest, darkest secrets. So you got to define what's vulnerability.
Yeah,
to you.
I guess define like what are you describing as vulnerable? Because like there's things that like, oh okay, I'm not telling you this because I don't know you that well. And then it might be one of those things I don't know you
something
that
that you like wouldn't share with some guy at a bar. Like if you're like if he's sharing something deep with you, are you willing to share something deep with him that like you wouldn't want exposed to everybody else? That would make you vulnerable.
If he's sharing something deep with me that I can relate to, then I like, let's say for example, like his father passed away, like I can relate to that because our dad passed away, and we can talk about that. But like I'm not gonna be going there and be like, man, my dad passed away when I was a kid, man. Like I just not gonna.
It just don't come up.
Why are we talking about this? Like why are we talking about this? Like I'm trying to watch a football game. What are we talking about? But
Right.
like,
But see, you're not putting yourself in the mindset of Love Is Blind. You're not watching football in those pods. Like the whole.
but you're
reason
saying
that
you're
there
saying there's
is to
video
make a
games
friend.
there though.
Yeah,
But there's
yeah,
games
you're playing,
there.
Right, but even when you're playing video games, like you're talking to each other. Like you're not here to play video games. You're here to make a friend. Like the point is to make a friend.
But they take
So,
the games out. Like,
like,
that's
Josh is like,
me.
you getting shot right now, dude. Like, come on.
Like, I'm trying to kill this guy. I don't want to hear about your dad dying right now.
Multitask. He can't be my friend because he can't multitask.
Right. So like as a producer, I feel like I'm already gonna have to set a limit to where like if nobody has made a connection with someone, then they have to go like after
Go.
a day or two. So like you niggas gotta try. Like I know we just trying to make friends here, but like y'all not just gonna sit up here and play on my video games and then talk about LeBron for a week and then talk about we best friends at the end. No, I want good, deep conversations. So no video games. I've changed my mind. No video games.
I don't know. I guess for me, it's just one of those things where I'm like, okay. And I guess that's what I think that's what my problem is. Why do I want to be friends with this person? You get what I'm saying? Am I at a stage where, okay, I'm looking for a friend, or like y'all said, do you have to be best friends by the end of the show? Like best friends, or
Like, yes, you need to declare your best friend status in front of your friends and family.
You gotta get down on one knee and
all
ask
of your
for
friends and
God to be your
family
best
have
friend.
to gather, and you two stand in front of everyone and say, "We are best friends now."
But to make
Yeah, I
it
get
to make it sound better, Gary, after y'all meet in the pods, y'all spend some time outside the pods before you declare they're your best friend. So you don't just like leave the pods and y'all best friends. So y'all talk in the pods for a week, and then y'all be like, all right, I think I want to like kick it with this dude. So then you kick it with that dude outside the pods for like, what is it, like 3 weeks
Going
or
some
something like
dates.
that. Yeah, so y'all like kicking,
Y'all
you know,
like
go to
that. I'm
sporting
already out.
events. You go to sporting events for like sporting events and go to the bars for like 3 weeks and just kicking it.
Yes.
And then
For dinner after, yes.
Yeah. So like after
Greg making it sound
Greg
bad.
messing
for
it
you.
up.
I don't like it.
Greg
I
messing
don't
it
like
up.
it. I ain't getting look now vulnerable sound different to me. Look all of that.
I
No.
know.
You ain't getting close to me. Nah. What do you want to be my friend?
Gary, don't act like it is unheard of for you to go catch a sporting event and go grab a beer and some wings afterwards. You've done that before.
That's cool.
That's a
That's
normal
cool.
friendship activity.
Yeah, man. It just ain't never been
Stranger.
thirsty,
Ain't never
thirsty
been
to do that. Yeah, like not with just like no random stranger just to be like, oh, okay. I ain't never went on a blind friendship hangout. Yeah, that to me that's weird. That
Well,
would be
hold
weird
on,
for me.
hold on. You never, your spouse never never did like a double date with one of your spouse's friends.
Okay, so then once again, there's a connection there. You see what
Right,
I'm
right,
saying?
right.
That's that proximity thing that I was talking about. Like, oh, okay, this is my wife's friend's
Yeah.
husband, boyfriend. Okay, and then we just happen, but we like put in the same room, and it's like, hey,
But
until
It's that
somebody,
it's that forced
breaks silent. Yeah, then it's like, hey, how about them Lakers? Oh yeah, man, such, and that's our end. Now, does it go further than that to the point where they go out
Is it-
somewhere? My wife and them go out somewhere. Then when they come back, we in the room crying like, man, this is my guy. No, I don't think it's gonna happen like that for me.
what about like what is, I don't know, it's like a not like a house party type of event, but just like someone throws an event or a a gathering where you separate, like how the
Speed
wives.
dating? Speed
No,
dating?
no,
Is that
like
what
the
you're talking
wife.
about?
I gotta be careful about words. I'm not trying to make this sound like a swinger party or anything, but like,
I like the wives go to one part, you know.
Yeah,
The
no,
husband go
no,
to one side,
the
the
husband-
go to one section. Like a little retreat
yeah,
or
and
something.
then
Ball.
yeah,
He said,
kind of
toss
like
the keys
that
to the
type.
ball. Oh,
Would that would you ever delve into that type of scenario?
I mean, okay. So put it like this: I'm a networker, so I know how to network. But
you're not
to
gonna-
say
you're not
that
gonna
you're my
develop a-
friend. Yes,
Yeah.
like I know a lot of people. My thing is, do I consider everybody my friend? And I don't. I've been around some people that use that term very loosely. Oh yeah, I got friends. But like, are these people that I would invite to my wedding? Are they in my wedding? You know what I mean? The birth of my child. Were they there at the hospital or were they told about it? That type of thing. If you that
So
circle
it
gets smaller and smaller.
it almost sounds like you said you got levels, so it's almost like it's impossible for a person to reach the next level with you. That friend
at
that's
this
yeah,
point
this-
in my life, I
Yeah.
would think it is a little bit harder for somebody to. I would literally be in start over mode.
right. Okay.
Yeah, and to
That's good.
literally let somebody in, and it would take. We would have to go through something.
Okay,
I'm
that's a good
interested
question.
to hear what Gary will say. Like once, like all the kids are grown and out the house, and it's just you and Sam. You talking about? I don't need no new friends.
It's
You
not
might,
that I-
want a new friend, Gary.
it's not that I don't need any new friends. I just don't have a need for. Like I don't have. I'm not.
He's fulfilled. We fulfill him.
He's fulfilled.
Rick.
Yeah.
We-
No, I mean we do a good job of being like
So-
a really good friend to Gary. So like, shout out to us.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for me, I think I would definitely do the show because y'all need not enough for me at all.
I'm good. I got all my brothers and all my friends in the row, and I'm like this. Look, what did the job say? We're currently not hiring right now, but we'll keep your application on file.
You know what I would do though? I wouldn't do Love Is Blind. I would do Friend at First Sight. Best friend, married at first sight. Like I have somebody make me up with a friend. I give them all what I like to, what I like interested in. Match me up with my best friend. and then there's there.
And then
Like, I don't
they
want
just
to
tell
go
you
in
this
this
is your
risk.
best friend.
Yeah, here's your best friend right here, and all the stuff you said you wanted in the
Like,
best
on
friend.
paper,
On
this
my
should be
paper,
your-
this is what
this
I
should be your
want.
best friend
Is a
right
best
here.
friend on paper. You give me my best friend right there.
That's interesting.
I would do that, and then have like sit behind a pie and try to figure that out. Because now I'm
Yeah.
hoping that this guy, likes me enough that he's gonna be my best friend. I know that this guy who's matchmaking us said that we should be best friends. That's what
It's
I do.
interesting. It's interesting.
I'll do that.
That is interesting.
My show would be to find a friend, and this explains everything about me. It would be the show Next.
Like when they get on the bus.
Oh, the old
I would,
off the bus.
they come
Damn.
off the bus. I'll be like, next.
Yes, for those who were born before 2000, it was a reality show that aired on MTV where it was a dating show where people would get on and get off, and it was very rude. And there would be like a
I enjoyed
masturbator.
that show.
It was
That show-
our version of Pop the
That show
Balloon.
was
It was
funny.
our version of Pop the
Yeah,
Balloon thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was so superficial because it was literally looking
Nothing
at
but
you
Right.
and get your
They
ass
know.
back on the bus.
Right.
Next.
Then
that
it
debate
so
was
sucks
man.
because you gotta get right back on that bus with everybody else, and they know you ain't last but like 2 seconds. I'm like, oh well, shit. I wouldn't even get back on the bus. I'd be like, I'm just going home. Like, fuck this.
I know, right?
I don't know. Since Gary, since you brought the pop the balloon up, would y'all do a pop the balloon best friend?
I'll do that
No, I don't know. No. 'Cause,
Yeah, that seems like-
that's rooted in appearance and
Yeah.
first impressions. Like, nah, that's not
But
how
you gotta
friendships
ask.
are made.
You gotta ask questions though. You do ask questions, and then with the questions you don't like, you pop the balloon.
You gonna
That's-
be cool with another nigga popping a balloon on you just because you walked into the room? Hell no.
Oh yeah, that's right. People gonna pop the balloon on me.
Hey,
I ain't gonna like
I would
that.
rather you tell
I ain't
the
gonna like that. Yeah, never
Tell the-
mind. I'm not
tell
doing
the
that
truth.
either.
Maybe
I ain't
he
gonna
don't,
like that either.
he don't deal with fuglies. He like, pop, no,
No.
no, you couldn't be a part of my
Yeah.
Hey,
And
I'd
then-
rather you
and
tell
I-
me
and-
straight up.
You better ask me, okay, and is this person your type? Nope. They ugly too. I wouldn't have been their friend either. I'm glad he popped it because I was going to pop it.
Fuck you
Ugly
too.
bastard.
I know. So fuck you too. Funny.
Oh man.
Good stuff.
Before we close out, man, I just want to send a message to Netflix, man. This is my intellectual property. So if y'all do decide to run with this Love is Blind Friendship Edition, run me my check, bro. It's dated March
Or get
1st.
it.
This is my idea. Don't take it.
Friends. How many of us have them? Friends. I guess Gary don't because he went blank. Ones that we can depend on. Friends. That's it, guys. Peace.
Peace.
Oh man! So I was watching, or I was listening to the Breakfast Club, and I can't remember if a caller called in or if Lauren LaRosa just brought it up. But she brought up a question about would you wish your ex a happy birthday? And then they had people call in, or it might have been DJ Envy. I don't remember, but they had people call in and like answer the question if you would wish your ex a happy birthday. And I thought that was kind of curious, and it made me think like. Because people would go in there and they'd be like, nah, I wouldn't wish my ex a happy birthday. And other people said they would. So I was like, man, would I wish my ex a happy birthday? And I like, probably if we was like Facebook friends or something still. And like, you know, you just write on her wall, happy birthday. I'm like, but I don't think I would text her or like do it personally. So I just was curious. Would any of you guys wish any of your exes a happy birthday?
Only with the a word at the end of it, like beach. Nah. That was my pod moment. Sorry. Real answer would be it just depends upon what the relationship is still. You know, like are we on a happy birthday type level? I mean, I'm generally just, I guess Facebook wishes somebody a happy birthday, but
That's what I say, because you just scroll and the wall just pop up.
And then it's like, is my spouse or girlfriend at the time or whatever, you know, okay with that? Like, wait a minute, what? Like, do they know the past relationship or all of that kind of stuff? that'd be one of those boundary things you have to discuss.
Would you have an
Mama?
issue? Would you have an issue if your spouse wished their ex a happy birthday on the Facebook wall?
You know
To
it
me?
is.
To me,
Yeah.
Yeah, you.
that
would I
question's for
be?
you.
That would be something to discuss. It would be the first question would be a why question.
It's his birthday.
Dude,
Wow.
I was
He
scrolling.
was born today on
I was
this
scrolling
day.
off. I was scrolling on Facebook, and people were wishing him
Yeah.
happy birthday.
oh, so I just did it too. She just put like HBD. Like,
Like that matter.
It don't matter.
It means the same thing. Happy birthday. To me, it would just, I don't know. I wouldn't read that much into it, but if it was made to be a big deal, then I would be like, okay, it would just be a why question. Like, okay, oh, okay, so you still talk to this person? You communicate
Like, nah.
with this person?
I'm like, nah, just saw it on Facebook. Typed in the
Well,
letters.
That's a form of communication. Is it not?
Nah, I
Because
haven't talked to.
what if they text back or not text back? Whatever you do on Facebook. Thank you.
Poke. They
That
still
you-
poke. Do they still poke on Facebook?
Man, hey,
Look at
nah,
Look at
I
him.
don't-
think so.
Okay,
Look at
you,
him.
you-
Thumbs up.
you just made it solid for me. You just made it solid for me. Ain't no poking. Ain't no.
was that Facebook where you used
That's
to
a Gary
poke?
moment. Like, poke. Yeah,
Didn't they poke on Facebook?
Yeah, he spoke on Facebook. You can't do that
Yeah,
anymore.
that's the
I thought
question,
that-
Fred.
I didn't know if that was like
Is it okay
MySpace or
is it
something
okay
else.
to poke your ex? Is it okay to poke your ex?
Yeah,
No, I
that
would-
is the real question. Like, right, wishing a happy birthday is one thing, but y'all doing pokes, y'all poking each other?
Yeah.
Nah, that's something different.
Y'all still-
So a poke is worse than happy birthday.
Yeah, because a poke is literally you just flirting. Because
Yeah,
like
like,
you're not
hey.
trying to, you're not talking to each other. You just literally just saying,
Okay,
"Hey, I'm
so
thinking
this
about you." Hey,
Hey,
This
big.
e-
That's
this
a hey,
even
big
takes it
head
deeper
text.
then.
Hey, big head.
would the text be worse if it was a DM versus on their wall?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What you
Because
DMing
because
for?
that's private. That's a private conversation.
See, to me,
Well-
it's all communication. So I'm like, okay, so
They-
what level are you of communication are you with this individual?
I think-
is your ex.
Doing that on the wall, like everybody can see it. Like unless you're so it's not like if you're flirting on there, then everybody knows you're flirting. But if you're doing like it's a DM, you can't see that. So I think a DM would be a lot more worse than
Because the DM is personal. It's personal just for them.
yeah, it's more personal. Yeah.
Well, I don't
Like-
want Gary
like on the-
seeing it. And
on
I
the
don't
wall
want Gary
is
to get
just-
mad at me. So I'm just going
On
to
the wall is just
DM.
let me just go ahead and put. Everybody else did it. Type it in here real quick and then keep scrolling.
Yeah, for me, like I feel like it depends, right? Like you can't. I'm not cool with doing an Instagram post or like putting their picture up on your Instagram stories. Like I'm not cool with any of that. You can leave a comment under their happy birthday post if we're talking about Instagram. If we're talking about Facebook, you can write on their wall. I don't really care about writing on their wall. Go ahead, do that. That don't really mean nothing to me.
Yeah. 'Cause I think that's what they said.
Yeah,
I think
like it's-
now that I think about it,
What
they said
about
they
text,
posted
though?
pictures and stuff.
Yeah, see, posting pictures is a bridge too far. Like that means that you have pictures of this person, and
And you
saving
soft them out. And you,
But they the
yeah.
ex.
on the
They the,
internet.
they the ex.
And you went and searched them out. Like, oh,
Right.
Gary, you have pictures of your ex on your phone?
On my phone?
I mean, oh, they're not on your phone. They're in your garage. They're in your desk.
No.
you know,
No. Sir.
Like,
Edit
Gary, what are
this.
you saying?
We are
Edit
live on a podcast. No, sir. I have pictures of me and Jesus on my phone. Thank you very much. It's my story, and I am
To be
still.
like, just use.
I
use
barely
like
got
this.
pictures of my current wife. Just like,
Hey, look, dude, y'all ever seen that one with Jesus sitting on the back, like looking at you? That's me and Jesus.
Yeah, I wouldn't care actually if it was like on a wall, but like doing what Greg said, the photos and stuff. Yeah, that's too far. But would y'all be okay with like a text though? Like if they text him happy birthday?
Nah,
No.
because you shouldn't have their number. Lose their
See,
number.
that's my thing. Is it just depends upon what the communication is to me. Like if you on that level where you can just be like, "Hey, happy birthday." Okay, we would have to have that understanding.
What if
Otherwise,
what if he found out like the ex is like has a disease or he's dying?
Stop. Always just going too
I know.
far. Like, why are you talking about
You
diseases?
gotta wish him his
No.
last birthday. This is his last birthday.
Last birthday, happy birthday! You got
This is his last birthday.
what if it was a make a wish and this wish?
It was a
Oh,
make a
come
wish.
on, bruh.
He wanted your spouse to wish him a happy birthday.
Why you want her?
A happy birthday. A
A
happy.
happy birthday, right? Like, celebrate your own birthday. No.
Thank you so much for listening to the Brothers and Friends podcast. Do you want to chime in on this week's topic? Well, leave us a comment for us to discuss on a future episode. But in the meantime, please follow us on Spotify, YouTube, and Apple Podcasts. Peace.